This man has been standing outside the door for several days and does not let you leave the apartment. Hello everyone, Dr. Fox is with you, and today I will tell you about the movie houses. Another day of Aidan's life began as usual. A beautiful girl in bed, a cigarette in her mouth and thoughts of a carefree life. Getting out of bed, the man washed his face and then turned on the TV. After a couple of seconds, interference appeared and terrible screams were heard in the street. There is a real horror going on there. Equipment explodes, people run in panic, and also a poor girl who was attacked and tried to devour without seasoning. A zombie apocalypse has begun on the planet. An emergency message was broadcast onto it. I was told how to identify an infected person. A neighbor suddenly runs into Aidan's apartment. He had a bite in the neck. It turns out that on the way home a man was attacked by an acquaintance. The neighbor tried to convince Aidan that he was not infected, but the guy saw the bite with his own eyes. He kicked out a neighbor. Aidan looked through the peephole and saw zombies eating his neighbor. The neighbor was screaming in pain, and this really scared the hero. The man tried to cope with stress with the help of alcohol. Aidan's parents sent a text message. They asked me not to worry, they are fine. Yes, how can you not worry when you are locked in an apartment? You cannot leave the house, because creepy creatures live behind the door. The only thing left for Aidan was to stock up on food and lock himself in the apartment tighter. The man started recording a video. He said that someone is walking around the door around the clock. You can hear the screams of people who are being eaten with an appetite that is scary. Aidan is afraid to go out because he knows he's going to die. The 16th day came. Aidan reported that there was almost no food left. If you do not go outside, you'll starve to death. And because of loneliness, the man went crazy. He was playing baseball with an invisible sword and talking to himself. Aidan was going crazy. Looking into the laptop, our poor guy heard a noise. Armed with a bat, he headed into the room. Suddenly, something flashed by. It made Aidan jump back. After waiting for the right moment, he touched the broken head of the zombie. And not so long ago she was a cutie. The man took the woman in his arms and hit her in the vent. The next day, while recording the video, someone screamed as usual. The survivor does not find a place for himself, because it is high time to go for supplies, and there is not enough courage. The hero realized that hunger would kill him faster than a horde of zombies. And in the end he decided to leave the shelter. Hungry monsters were waiting for him outside the door. They want to eat delicious food, and it is not a burger, as you understand. After walking only a couple of meters, the hero was attacked. He rushed to run. But there were more and more madmen. Aidan could not get any further and was forced to turn back. The new day began as a new challenge. The lights were turned off all over the city. Now the electronics do not work. You have to live in pitch darkness. It finally started to rain outside. Aidan was finally able to wash up. Oh, there was a time when you could walk down the street and not worry about strange people waiting for you outside the door, who wanted to make a chuck out of you. The 42nd day has arrived. Today's video message was short. It consisted of just one phrase. I'm sorry. The survivor cannot stand what's going on outside anymore. The world turned into chaos. Aidan lost the meaning of life. The man was overcome by a feeling of hopelessness. He put a noose around his neck and wanted to die. Suddenly, like a ray of light, a girl appeared in the window. Aidan realized that not everything is lost. People are alive and you need to live for this sweet girl. She became the meaning of his life. The hero was trying to establish contact with her. Aidan wrote her all kinds of messages on sheets of paper. The stranger's name was Eva. She was good at making contact. She reported that she did not have enough water and was very thirsty. For the sake of the girl, Aidan devised a clever plan. He stretched a rope from his balcony to its ledge, and then he directed the water bottles. Suddenly, a zombie appeared. He climbs up to Eve. Eve was seriously worried. Aidan threw a beer bottle at the zombie to get attention, and he did it. The creature headed towards Aidan. The girl ran into the house, and this scoundrel climbed onto the guy's balcony. He started banging his head against the glass, and Aidan looked at it all and realized, at any moment, a zombie will punch through the frame with its head with jelly inside, and then devour it. Well, that's what happened. It was something that broke the glass, but lost consciousness. The man did not miss the moment. Armed with a bat, he finished off the zombie on the balcony. Now the main character is tormented by the thought of how to get into Eva's apartment. It is impossible to walk through the corridor. It is teeming with infected individuals. But the neighbor he kicked out at the beginning is a climber. He has a lot of different equipment in his apartment. Aidan understood, this is my option. It did not work out calmly. The creatures noticed him and had to hurry. Inside, Aidan noticed the corpse of a girl, as well as rotten food. As he was about to leave, the guy was attacked by a zombie. He pressed Aidan's chest and almost bit him. But the man turned around and stuck the axe in the back of the scoundrel's head. The girl was next. Aidan killed her, too. Upon returning home, the hero found the radios working, but at least some happiness. He's going to give Eva one walkie-talkie. The man decided to take a desperate step. He climbed down from the balcony on a makeshift broken head from the zombies who felt his flesh. He somehow threw the walkie-talkie to Eva on the balcony. In the morning, the hero woke up to Eva's beautiful voice. They got so close to each other that they talked all day. Eva went to bed, and Aidan decided to go get supplies. Aidan accidentally discovered a corpse in the ventilation and was seriously scared. In the apartment where he came, the man noticed a bathtub in which there were remnants of blood or cranberry juice. It is unclear here. The hero holds the bat at the ready and carefully enters the kitchen. Fortunately, there is no one there. The man wanted only one thing, to get food, and when he opened the locker, there was no limit to joy. Chocolate bars, peanut butter. Finally, you can have a delicious meal. Aidan turned on the radio and contacted Eve, but Eve is very angry with him. She was afraid that Aidan had disappeared like that. She actually thought he was dead. The guys started a small quarrel. Fortunately, there was no big scandal. Infected people were knocking on Eva's apartment. They can break in at any moment. The girl has made a rope out of sheets and wants to get to Aidan. The man was worried about her, but gave the go-ahead. Turning off the radio, the man went to look for tenants. He found a hole in the wall, and then a man appeared. It was Grandpa. He offered Aidan something to eat and cooked a delicious dinner. It turned out that my grandfather also got into this apartment, and he also thought that there was no one here. The old man asked Aidan a lot of suspicious questions, who he came with, who he talked to on the radio. This alerted the guy, and with good reason. The old man brought Aidan a whiskey, and while the man was examining the bottle, the old man hit him on the head. Our poor guy woke up in a room with his neighbor's infected wife. She begged to be killed, and Edward sat in the corner and begged for forgiveness. He loved his wife, so he brought people here to feed her. Initially, they were dogs, but the girl's appetite has grown, and now she is not averse to eating people. Eva's voice came over the radio. The old man went to check the corridor. At this time, Aidan was trying to get out. He succeeded. He took the weapon from Edward and threw it right into the hands of his beloved. Eva reports disturbing news. Zombies have appeared in her apartment. The hero immediately ran to the girl. He was almost caught in the hallway, but he managed to hide in someone's apartment. To get home, Aidan decides to take a desperate step. He jumps and goes down. There were zombies waiting for him, but with the help of a shotgun, Aidan beat the crap out of them, and then fearlessly climbed up the rope. One of the creatures climbed after him, so the rope had to be cut urgently. Aidan fell. He told Dave to get down, because there was simply no other way out. The girl jumped up to him on the floor below, and they ran to his apartment. There was a crowd of crazy people in the corridor, but our heroes managed to escape. Along the way, they met 3 more zombies, and they also had to fight them off. And so, they were already a meter away from the shelter when a terrible thing happened. Only Eva managed to run inside, and Aidan was attacked by a psycho. The hero fights him off and locks the door. Except there was a bite from an infected person on his stomach. Aidan realized that the only way to save the girl was to die. He was standing on the balcony and wanted to jump. But when he took off his t-shirt, it turned out that there was nothing there. The couple is very happy. There was no time to hug, because the zombies were rushing inside. But they were together and ready to survive in this world, which, unfortunately, will not be the same anymore.